Yeah.
Yeah.
Freshman.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
And that's your first one you jumped on?
It's like the first boy. My daughter,
Oh, it's easy to let
that
girls
was
go.
3 years ago. By the time you're done, you're exhausted. All the steps you bring.
Yeah,
Full sweat going on.
get out of here.
Yeah. AJ's my buddy.
Yeah, when Noah left, he had like a duffel bag. Savannah had like thousands of things. And then I brought thousands of things home because she didn't use any of it else.
Focus.
Can we call this meeting to order at 6 PM? When you're ready, we'll do roll call.
All right. McLaughlin.
Yes.
Bernadone.
Yes.
Conrad.
Yes.
Riddick.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Gans. Yes. Goff.
Yes.
Mr. Hermes.
Yes.
Ms. Malcolm.
Yes.
All right.
All right, let's leave it.
Allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get approval of the regular meeting agenda?
No.
That's this one, if everybody's got paper.
Yeah.
I'm just going in order, so it might be out of order from our normal order. That's, but
Those-
Oh, is that?
That's, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, wait. Sorry.
Oh, I was just kidding.
Are you able to? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll send it to the printer.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for it.
We can just copy the front part. Yeah, I forgot.
did everybody have a chance to look at the agenda? We didn't make any changes. Can I have approval of the regular meeting agenda?
Motion.
Second.
All right. McLaughlin.
Yes.
Bernadone.
Yes.
Conrad.
Yes.
Riddick.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Gans. Yes. Goff.
Sarah, can you look to see if anybody?
You want it?
All right. Consent agendas, everybody,
Before we start, public comment, we did invite Al, so we're gonna back up a little bit.
okay.
Al Stremla has an opportunity for us with our investments. Some changes and things that sound pretty interesting to Tracy and I. So
Thank you much. Sorry.
So it's not a 4.75 rated.
No. That's very.
I'm with you.
Okay, what I'm here to introduce to you is, just take a look at the repurchase agreement that, the school has. It's a liquid account, similar to a money market account. And it's a sweep account, meaning there's, I don't know if you're all familiar with, there's a target balance, and then there's anything in excess of that we sweep every day into this repurchase agreement. And it's collateralized by these bonds that are listed all on there, okay? You guys just had, in the last couple of weeks, you had another sizable distribution from taxes. And this is kind of what preempted my discussion to get into something a little bit different. We need to pledge either one or two things. We need to pledge more securities to you because you're not quite collateralized. Or my suggestion is this, is to move to, instead of always having to deal with these securities and in and outs of any activity that we have to pledge to you and or you need to release to us if we need to sell these. There's a give and take entirely. That's always going on. What I would like to propose to you is this. It's an insured sweep account. It's a network deposit program. Okay. And what it does is, it's just like on this first page here, this little chart here. Okay. It's a network deposit program where we work with all the network of banks across the entire nation. And the program that we work with, they administer it. The funds, these funds go out to the network, and it's filtered out to as many different banks as it takes to stay within the $250,000 FDIC insurance. Okay, and then it's a reciprocating type of an arrangement so that we don't lose the deposit money in totality, because what we send out, we get back. So every day, that's action happens. Okay, and because of the network of how this is placed within the system, you're always FDIC insured. Okay, and that constantly having to deal with collateralization on these securities isn't necessary. So,
How much would you like to move into it?
pardon me?
How much would you like to move into
I'm
it?
proposing everything that you have plus you don't have 590,000 that should be in here.
Mhm.
That if we were to collateralize more, would be more in here.
So we have this plus
So
590.
this plus 590
Okay.
approximately. I mean, you're dropping a little bit.
It's liquid though.
It's
So, I mean,
liquid.
it's-
That's the whole
Yeah.
thing, is that it's overnight funds, it is liquid funds. You have entire access to it, just like you always did with the repurchase agreement, because it's a sweep account.
What
So
was
we
the-
are always looking at this every day. So whatever funds you're paying out and on your normal operations, we look at that balance and we hit your target, and then anything above that target balance, we sweep out.
It's a pretty decent rate right now, you mentioned.
We are paying you 2.5% right now because of, I would move to 275 on this arrangement because of, and I'll tell you why. It costs us, the bank, I'm gonna be flat out honest with you, it costs us to collateralize these to somebody else, our correspondent bank. that costs us a lot of money, so that goes away. And operationally, between the bank and the school, it's just gonna flow so much nicer.
Yeah.
It just will.
What's the rates in the sweep account? Like what kind of rate? Would it still be the 2.75?
You are at 250 now. I would propose to change this under this new program to 275.
I'm very familiar with it, I'm comfortable with it. And
Does it delay
helps.
our, like, if we write a big check, does it delay it at all, or is it
No,
the same? as
no,
before?
no. By every day by 1 or 2 o'clock, we know all of your items that are coming in for the day. And then whatever is cleared. We don't even know what you're writing. We just watch your account, and then it sweeps the necessary funds to cover what has come through for that day. Automatically,
Yeah, no, I mean, it sounds pretty straightforward.
irregardless of what you have outstanding that you've already written or anything like that.
I do a cash flow report that they'll start seeing in the next couple of months that you'll be able to kind of estimate what we use at what time of the year. So that should help you out too. I know years ago, we got in a situation where I used to work where the bank actually came to us because there were 2 banks in town. One just closed. And so we went to the other bank with everything. And, you know, he's right, it did cost the bank money. They came to us and said, we can't do this. And so that's when we reached out to Zeddy Capital and handling our investments and that. But it's nice, the money's local. You explained it perfectly yesterday when we talked, you know, it helps the community. You could say that again.
I mean, deposits, plain and simple, are the lifeblood of our operation or any bank's operations. That's where you the funds that we use to loan out for all types of loans.
Yeah, it's a win-win for everybody.
It's the $3 million that they handle.
Yeah, it makes sense to protect it because, not that your bank's gonna have trouble, but like, yeah, you always hear.
You guys have to either, I mean, it needs to be collateralized. That's, you got to cover, there's no doubt about it. I mean, that's a given. But then this covers it too. So,
As long as it covers us legally.
It does.
So we probably have to talk about it, vote on it next time, I would imagine.
Yeah, we'll take action next meeting officially.
yeah, and I mean,
Appreciate you bringing this up.
whatever,
to us.
if you just guys decide to do this, I mean, it can be done in the next week or something like that. We just got some agreements to take care of, because it's a new.
And he's being very generous with the 2.75.
Thanks, Al, appreciate it.
Thank you. One other thing, really quick. I got contacted today by Bernardi Securities on the bond issuance that you're going to be doing. I am going to be filling out paperwork to hopefully, if you guys go along with it, I would like to acquire that. And I'm going to be proposing your life safety bonds that you guys did in 2020. You got one payment that's left in December. You'll be done with it. That was at a rate of 3%. What's your rate on that for the whole life of it? I'm proposing to do the same 3%. So
Thank you.
it's a tax-free issuance to us. That's why you can enable it. So anyway, yeah, I just got this afternoon. So, and we, just like before, we would be the purchaser of that. We would be the paying agent. So none of it goes through the Bernardi Securities because it's a non-public issuance. It's not going out to the market. This is a direct deal. So when you have payments due, you're going to get payment notices from us, not the system, so to speak.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for your time, you guys. Any questions?
No, thank you for really stepping out real quick on this, man, and helping us out.
Thank you.
Can I mention one thing? I was gonna talk about committees while Al's here, non-bank related. on the foundation, we've been looking at it's 25 years of the foundation.
All right.
We were looking at it. Al was one of the original foundation members. He's been on there the whole 25 years. He also provided me with the info. The foundation's given over $50,000 in their 25 years. So
Wow.
we just want to recognize that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
Yeah, man. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was surprised when I kept tallying that
I
number.
know it's, yeah, it's pretty cool. So,
Fantastic.
good number. Since Al's here.
Awesome.
No.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Okay, that was fun. All right, we're down to consent agenda. You want to leave this section? Do you want? I think we just
Are
need
there any
to-
questions about the bills or previous meeting minutes?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
No questions, motion to approve the consent agenda?
A motion. Second. Bernadone,
Yes.
Conzak,
Yeah.
Riddick,
Yes.
Olson, Gans, yes, Goff,
Yes.
McLaughlin.
Yes. Hey, Tracy, principal's report.
Oh, that was fast. Okay, good. All right.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody. Happy August. All right, we have quite a few upcoming dates. Today started our iReady diagnostic, or now it's called Inform, because we are being informed of our students' reading and math levels. Also, ISB has required that we start to do literacy screeners as of this academic year. We are very fortunate we have Angela Walgenbach, who is a reading specialist. So she has already started to pull kids and in kinder through third grade to do those literacy screeners. So we are following all the guidelines that we need to, and also identifying kiddos who may need early interventions in reading. So it's a win-win. Tomorrow, Equitable will be here to just give information to new and returning staff for 403Bs. August 24th and 25th, staff's going through SEL integration sessions. August 26th, CPR and first aid training is going to be happening for new and returning staff who may have their CPR expiring. Hanukkah Fest Parade is August 29th. I don't know if the board's planning on doing their little caravan again, but there will be a float from TGS staff, and they'll be lining up here as usual. I think that starts at noon. I think lineup starts at 11:15 or 11:30. September 3rd, Cobra Band tryouts will happen. And then September 16th, crazy to believe, but we're going to be at midterm reports for the first quarter. And then September 17th, the chicken dinner or spaghetti strip.
Chicken strips.
Chicken strips or spaghetti dinner will be available at Aces and Eights as a fundraiser for the TGS board, which they said they've already given over $50,000 in grant money to our teachers, and they've just been very generous
We
with
should
us.
have tickets around Hanukkah Fest.
They were trying to get the tickets ready.
Yeah, they're trying to get tickets ready. As soon as I get the go ahead, I will get those pushed out. It's just a great event. It's awesome. Campus update. So the staff for ELA, all of our new ELA curriculum came in. So they did 2 days of curriculum mapping in August. It went great. Now that many of them have gone through the math curriculum mapping, the ELA seemed to go really smooth. Just great to have everything just all in one place for our staff. The LEASE autism program, so I did meet with Lindsay Brander and so did Mr. Hermes. We met on July 16th, as I told you. I did get an update from them, and we are now in their strategic plan. So it looks like we are, I don't know if you want to speak at all, a little bit about.
Matt Lambs was here yesterday, a busy day. We met with Al, we met with Matt Lambs, so. We walked the building, he had a couple other gentlemen with him, a couple engineers, they walked through the high school also. And basically Lindsay had to estimate what type of work would need to be done. They were things were very promising, they felt, the way the roofing and the way the building is designed, and that they have easy access to install air conditioners. There's a lot of space between the roof and where the ceilings are, they can lower the ceilings to get a lot of that duct work installed. The big thing that they see are the windows. That's one thing with the boilers. The new boiler they installed this was a little bit different. He said they installed that capacity basically because of the windows. If we would have had the double pane windows with the argon gas, they would have been able to put a smaller boiler in there. But because we lose a lot of that efficiency, a lot of that energy out the windows, they had to install a bigger boiler, which we learned that. I'm not sure if you were in the meeting at that time,
No, I was.
but yeah, that was pretty
It's
alarming.
interesting
But,
to know though.
yeah, so, but they're looking at the high school too as part of the lease program.
Can I ask a question? When she says we're in their strategic plan, is there
So
a
they
timeline
published,
attached to that or anything?
I think it's public record.
She
so you
sent
know.
it to-
Yeah, I think I forwarded it to you guys.
In her conversations with us, she's always talked about possibilities of next year.
Yeah, I think there was a timeline.
Yes. I feel like when she came to talk to us, that was the thought was next year.
So we're thinking maybe all that work done for next year?
We would have to hit the ground running.
Like us, they have a board. Their board consists of all the superintendents in the area. So the one fear I have is there's probably a couple that are like, well, we have some space in our building. It costs this much to, refurbish at Tonica High School. So there might be a little bit of a fight ahead of us, but I think we're in a good spot. I don't think there's too many places out there that they try to take us in.
When you had Matt here, was there any discussion of a lift?
You mentioned an elevator, and that's upwards of $750,000.
Well, that's why I asked.
Yeah.
Is these, are they,
Either the stair lift or the elevator. There's
are they
no,
gonna be willing to pitch in on something like that?
We haven't gotten to that.
superintendents are usually pretty cheap, so I don't know. We'll see.
And then, sorry, my computer went. Well, how else does it get funded though? How else does
There
it-
could be some grants. I
They
know
gotta have
Tracy's
some
talked about some possibilities, but there's like federal grants or foundations that we might be able to reach out to. I mean, there's such a need right now for autism in this area.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's still gonna benefit us, even if they moved out, we'd still have.
Yeah, I feel like this is just such an opportunity for the school.
It's an opportunity for everybody in the community. We have little kids that are getting on a bus or in a van for an hour. I just couldn't imagine putting my daughter, when she was that age, in a van and trusting somebody for an hour
The
who
safety,
has autism, right? Like,
their safety, the driver's
Yeah.
safety. the-
it's just, oh, I'd be a nervous wreck. But that's just, I just have to say, back to school has been absolutely fantastic. We have a phenomenal, wonderful, positive energy. I'm just very proud of everybody. Just a can-do attitude. It's great. Atmosphere is wonderful. Extended day program began right on day one. Kudos to Amy for starting it up. It's been successful. She's been working hard. We've had, on average, I think we have maybe 2, maybe 3 kids in the morning.
And about 5 to 6 after school.
Yeah. And, it's just a peace of mind for our families. So it's nice that we have that. And I think it's just going to continue growing.
Do we have a plan in place if the kids know you're here and they're home and they're just like, oh, I'll just go ahead and go to school? No,
They have to
can't.
they have to let us know ahead of time.
Okay.
For safety purposes too, like we need to know if there's gonna be a kid standing outside the building, like, Oh,
that would be-
all right,
No,
enrollment.
my kid, it would have been my kids, because I would have left
Right
them.
now.
I did leave
We
them.
have a policy, like, we have a handbook on it, we have a policy, like, you can't just drop your kids, like, you have to wait for an adult, like, please make contact with a human before you take off. All right, enrollment numbers looking good, we have 97 students, 99, with 2 students out of district, so, yeah, yay.
Nice.
Yeah, we're thrilled about that. Some highlights, our new curriculum has been implemented, so thank you again to everybody for supporting us on that. My superintendent program starts next Monday. Yay, you'll never see me. You'll see me,
I'll see
I
you.
promise.
We'll have you down.
I have to say, so art and music, our middle school kiddos now have electives again. They have art and music class, and they're doing a performing arts class this
this year. So we're really, really excited to see what Mr. Cook and Ms. Wenzel are gonna do. They have so many cool ideas. It's just gonna be fantastic. And they're using the makerspace also as an elective. So just all these cool things that we have at our fingertips are really starting to get utilized, and we have, you know, enthusiastic people who want to learn and do all the things with the kids. So like right now they're building construction obstacle courses out of construction paper and cardboard, and they're gonna program, you know, coding robots to go around them, and it'll be cool, right? And I just have to say thank you. You've been amazing. I appreciate it.
It's been a blessing being here, so,
Aw.
thank you, Tracy.
Mr. Cook seemed excited.
Those people
to get
over
to
there,
be
really.
able to see the kids, because he was telling us for pre-K or for kindergarten, the kids will get to come 2 or 3 days a week because they alternate.
Yeah.
Eleanor's been excited about using it.
Just,
It was good.
just a great positive feeling.
Art music, awesome.
Yay. That's all I have. Any questions?
No, thank you.
You're welcome.
You said a couple of things. Triple I, just remember, let us know. I think most people have let people know, especially if you want to go to a Friday academy, just shoot me a text or an email or call me.
You got Matt down?
That's good to go.
Did you get hotels for us?
I know
Kelsey works on that.
Kelsey is working on it.
Yeah, I think
Let
she
me know
knows
which one,
something.
and I might have to book another room with my daughter's side.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
She's gonna go. I don't know. That was a trip.
The IEC gas and electric contracts, still working with them. We have another second meeting. Just want to kind of get to the bottom of that. The other thing too, copiers. We're having a very difficult time with Arcade Nixon, our current copy machine company. Looking at all the paperwork, and they even brought in one of their competitors. We went through all the contracts and form past paperwork, and we can't tell what we own, what we lease. I made copies in the teacher's lounge for the budget. I am so sorry that copy machine is in the teacher's lounge.
There you go.
I didn't realize it was gonna take the entire afternoon and sit there.
That one, when it prints nice, it prints nice.
Well, it printed nice, but 11 copies was like
It could do
a stone tablet.
Yes.
So we're gonna work on that. We've got 2 other competitors, Marco and Digital Copies. They're gonna put in quotes. So we're looking forward to changing that. A normal week when there's no board meetings or leading up to a board meeting, I will have Friday notes out to the board members, little quick updates. A lot of these things that I'm talking to you about now, you'll see in those Friday notes, so I don't keep bugging you at board meetings about, about repairs in the gym fan or something like that. So you'll see a lot of those notes. You'll also see a cash flow and a budget watch, like I mentioned to Al. A cash flow just watches the revenues pouring in, the expenditures going out, and watching that give and take. And also a budget watch. I pull from the budget certain areas that I'm worried about throughout the school year. Transportation is always one because we get very limited funds from the state with transportation. So you'll see a report on that. Also, I do a press release after a board meeting. I'm so old that, how old am I? Well, I'm that old that there used to be reporters at board meetings, and they would actually write a little nice article about the board. It's not everything. I don't go into the boring stuff that a lot of teachers or community members don't want to hear. If they do, then they can dig into our minutes and stop by and ask for a budget if they want one. But for the normal person, they just want to say who was hired, what are they, what are the fun things going on at the school. So I do a quick press release, calendars, and I'll actually have the budget in there. It's just a little more communication, keep things. We live in a glass house. There shouldn't be anything that we hide.
Does anybody publish it?
They don't. I sent it to them.
Well, they published that the PTC got everything paid for us, and I'm sure that's how they got that information.
No,
Well, they'll
I
do
sent that email.
For a certain amount, they will put anything. They'll put that stuff in.
But
If it's over $50,000.
I think if we have something in there, like this autism program or something, I think they might pay more attention.
Yeah, it might be worth just dropping on the Facebook or something.
Yeah.
Because yeah, if nobody's publishing it, if you're doing the work, you might as well put it
Could
somewhere
do it
people
on
see it.
Facebook, yeah.
And people can really see it.
I was gonna say, send it to me, I'll post it.
Yeah.
There we are, school Facebook.
At least somebody sees your work.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Works for me.
That's all I had for my report. Athletic director.
I sent it to you, so
You
I
sent-
don't know if you sent, I sent it to you last,
It's here.
2 weeks.
We got
ago.
it. It
You
was
have
very
it?
thorough.
Okay,
I like
so the
it.
only thing I have that's new is you don't, we played 4 games and we haven't won any. I'm never gonna write that in a report, but you haven't seen the camaraderie and the cuteness and the coaches love each other and it's just awesome. And no one's freaking out about the fact that they're losing. They still clean up the dugout. So, because I've been to all of them games, so it's just really cute. I went to the first games. I've only missed one. And we've had rainouts. We have to reschedule them, but it's all good. It's awesome. We are going to have 8th grade night, though. That is new. That you might want to just have a buzz. I'll put it on the athletic page. But 8th grade night is going to be on September 1st with Milton Pope. And we have 4 8th graders, and they have 4 8th graders, and they asked if we could recognize them. So of course we're going to do that. Here's my only worry: the board, the scoreboard doesn't work, and that's a Tonica issue.
That's the one by Dollar General.
Right. It's not an us issue. It's not a school issue. It's the maker. But
What's
it
the
doesn't work.
What's the word on the street?
Supposedly there was a short in the board itself, and my husband's not a union electrician. But he's fixing it. So he can't fix it. Her husband can't fix it. My husband said, I'm not looking at it because I don't want to. It's not ours. It's not a Tonica.
I'll reach out to the city, see what they can do to help out.
So I'm hoping it works, but if not, it doesn't work. I don't know.
The town doesn't do anything with the ball.
They don't do
association.
anything?
That's the
My husband
baseball
as well.
association.
Oh.
There's, so the town's different than the baseball, I only know this because I used to be on board.
So is it like how
Sure.
you have to talk to? Is that what you mean?
Is there a name?
We have to
Is there a
talk to
name?
our,
Can I
I mean,
help
you can look
them?
on Clinton,
Yeah, that's fine.
Covington, maybe, but I probably.
say we have to talk to the Tonica representative, Erickson.
But
Erickson.
Eric Skinner.
It's the,
it's not.
it's the same. He does it.
He's fixed it a million times.
All right.
We're lucky it's working, but I know by county it's usually.
Yeah, okay.
The town only fixes their lights.
Well, they're gonna do that because.
I'm just letting you know that thing doesn't work. But we are still gonna have 8th grade night, whether there's scoreboard or not, because we can all keep a book.
Carly, I'll
That's
cover
the
your
first.
class for a period, making things happen.
Yeah.
All right?
It's an art afterwards, so.
Yeah.
Want to print some cards out, we can do hand scoreboard.
Yeah, I'll do that.
If the score doesn't
And we can't play it here. We put a new one in here.
We do play it here. Oh, you're talking about the baseball field?
Yeah, you can play softball and baseball.
There's no fence, somebody said, and I don't know, I don't care.
We have a lot of home run hitters in our squad.
Well, we don't, but we've had a couple.
I mean, the baseball
We did have a
Baseball
kid
people
down there.
didn't care if their cars got hit previously. So if it can be modified to be a softball field, it's an option, maybe. Is it an option? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could try that.
Let's not wait for somebody else. Let's move on to a new solution.
Okay.
Base length will be the same.
Really had one person play a ball.
They're not, but we can adjust the baseball.
We'll look into that one.
Okay.
At least we got another option.
We have 2 away games this week. Won't be till next week.
PTC report, the only thing to add is that they have started a mom sale. It has been advertised and things have gone home, and I believe that the turnaround for that is rather quick. August 31st, because they're hoping to get the moms out when the chicken strip and spaghetti dinner is going on at the same time. So if you want some pretty fall moms, go ahead and order.
It's nice that we're doing it here. I was buying them from PC, to be honest with
And it's from a local farm, actually.
you. Yeah.
Is it the one over here? Oh, it's a loss.
It's a Lawson farm. They're the ones that are growing the moms. It looks great. Pictures are nice.
That seems pretty good. That's
All right.
Who's
Um,
leading these?
Fees update. Tracy, you want to touch on the fees?
fees for.
Okay, so it actually might
School
be
fees.
Jared's, option. Jared's would like to
I
probably.
asked if for
Yeah.
for this to be placed on the
Sure,
agenda.
sure.
A few years ago, we got rid of registration fees, which I thought was fantastic, and I believe we've just continued that, is that correct?
Correct.
There's no registration.
There's no registration.
PDC's been picking up school supplies, like it's just fantastic for the reputation of the school. I thought if we can move in a direction in which eventually we get to kind of a fee-free situation with the district, I think that would really be a big selling point for us. I don't know how much we're bringing in at this point when it comes to milk fees and tech fees and sports fees and stuff like that, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't imagine it's really that much compared to our overall budget. But I think the advantage that we would gain from being generally a fee-free district, I think, would be really beneficial. So I wanted to just bring it up, but I'm kind of curious about what it is, how much total. I asked years ago what we bring in for registration. Chuck told me it was about $16,000 a year, and that was in registration fees, which is that ain't much.
I saw it, there's a line in it.
Fees were?
It should be on this news budget here.
Sports fees, 800, student fees, 1,200.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Not that crazy.
Yeah, I just think, I think, in terms of what, reputation is like, if we can just get rid of that stuff, it would be a big selling point for us.
promote it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I just want to make the suggestion. It's something we'd like to act on in the future. I think it
So
would be
food for thought for now, maybe?
Yeah,
I mean, these fees are $3,200, so.
it's not like it would make or break a $3 million budget.
Because I think we only charge tech fee now, right?
Tech, is 35, and that's just to cover, and that definitely doesn't cover, like, if a Chromebook, for example, isn't under warranty anymore, I mean, like a student, like a screen, whatever, we're looking at $100 repair just for one, right?
Yeah.
Extracurricular fee is $50 flat rate, and that's for as many activities as they want. Your book is 15, student planner is 7, and then the milk fee is approximated is like $62 per year for kindergarten kids.
Are we paying,
Is that for an extra milk? Is that what the milk is?
Yeah, they do an afternoon milk.
I remember.
Do they get it now? Elmore says so.
Oh,
Suck it on.
2,400 is what they're told.
Yeah,
Then-
so it's a $3.8
$24 for.
million budget. I can't take credit for this. My friend Mark Cross would always bring this up anytime there's a small line item. He would say that'd be like one of us going out to lunch at McDonald's once, and the percentage wise of the $3.8 million budget.
And to years ago, when I had 2 toddlers, and from a budgetary standpoint,
it's a lot.
we were scraping by, and these things add up. Registration fees, I think, is a big win, along with school supplies. So,
I will say they're gonna take a big, it's gonna hit them hard when they go to high school though.
oh my God, I know. I mean, if we can save those families that need it, that makes a much bigger difference to them than it ever does. So,
I know Jason and I talk about it. Our goal is to be here forever. And if this is one of those selling points, there's competition out there.
Yeah.
How cool would that be if we're feeless?
What do they think?
It's a Capital One thing.
I don't know if we're voting on it now or.
Well, everybody paid on
I think they still have to pay for the yearbook.
I think, yeah, the yearbook is publishing fees.
Yeah. I would say like the student planner should be included in school supplies. I mean, that's just, we
For
never,
$7.
yeah,
That's
I mean,
$7.
oh yeah, the planner.
the planners and school supplies.
No, the housing have to do is pay for a yearbook if they want.
Yeah.
Because the yearbook LP is like $95 or
Yep.
something.
Probably be more
They got
for
one.
next year.
We'll give them some here.
Well, if you guys could send us ideas, Tracy and I will kick it around as to what things would we still want people to pay for. Mention a yearbook or something like that, but I'm sure there might be a couple other little things like that. But otherwise, I mean, maybe put that on the agenda and kind of promote it if we
For next month.
decide to go that direction. Yeah.
We also look at
All right.
PE clothes back again.
I thought we had them
We
back.
talked about it, but
So the
there's no.
We have to
So
go out
apparently in the
and buy
handbook.
Oh, to
black
buy 'em.
shorts
Oh,
and
yeah,
gray
okay. I thought you
t-shirts
meant
by, I think,
provided.
a certain date. By the time we have to do that.
They're not here,
No, they aren't provided. I know.
Yeah,
then
we
on
just
our
put
bucket
in-
list here.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Well, initially there was nothing.
Yeah,
Or
we
for a
didn't
year, it
have
went to
them
no
wearing
clothes,
these,
then we
and
put
so
the
we
clothes
thought
back in.
This should be a good thing since when they go to high school, they have to wear PE clothes.
It's good practice.
Okay.
I do have a question. Do activity, need Cobra?
That's
So
a good
that
question.
sounds.
That's a good question. Do the activity fees go to the Cobra?
No, they stay with us, I think.
Probably
How is
just.
that?
You mean the- you mean the sports team?
They go to the
Yeah,
co-op,
we
yeah.
probably use it to reimburse
You know
expenses.
that the athletic fees go to the Cobra account or do?
I didn't even know we had athletic fees, how's that?
All right, let's
I'm a
form
newbie too, so
group.
don't worry.
Let's regroup on this, with maybe,
We'll check that out.
Yeah,
It might just go towards the balance at the end of the year.
yeah. All right, good opportunity, Jared.
Good idea.
Glad you got on the board there.
Again, once I get my Friday notes, this will go, I promise you this won't be this, so. Okay, Home will be here over winter break. They're gonna do the changeover with the electrical box and electrical capacity. It really won't change anything in the building until we rewire and get new fixtures throughout the building. That's the sad part of the story. August 31st, the piping does begin on our new boiler, and then everything is on schedule. Those were the gentlemen that were here the other day with us, yesterday, actually. In talking with Matt Lamps and the engineers, we had a good discussion about what needs to take place. Kind of what we talked about a little bit is just what is our goal here moving forward? What do we, our goal is to be here 50, 60, 100 years from now. So what actually needs to be done here and what kind of like a timeline. So again, this is something that will be tweaked. There'll be a lot of discussions, but as the discussions we had with everyone yesterday was, one is working with Bernardi's on our bonds, looking at possibility of like an over a 30-year period, what building issues would arise over a 30-year period. So right now, what we're looking at, phase one would be to do the windows in their minds. And phase two would be the HVAC electric with the lighting and the ceilings, because if you're up in the ceilings, you might as well replace the lighting and the ceilings, doing the HVAC and the ductwork. And doing one and two, the windows and the HVAC and everything, you would have a general contractor, and it's an economy of scale. They said that you would have the one group running it over you may have to start the school year, end the school year a little bit earlier, like we already do, like in May, because there's no snow days. But then start maybe a little later, do a September start, right that first week of September, if we're going to do down the road a big project like that. Phase three, and it's just a three-phase project, would be the plumbing and the restrooms. With doing the ceilings in phase two, phase three, you prep everything in the ceilings for moving the plumbing from underneath the crawl space up above in the ceilings. That would make it more reachable in the future to get everything hooked up. But yeah, so it'd be a three-phase. The restrooms, the flooring in the building is in great shape. There's no asbestos flooring. They were very impressed with that. The terrazzo floors in the hallways and most of the bathrooms, that's amazing. I mean, that'll last a lifetime. Those floors will, as long as they're maintained, which they have been, we're in good shape. So again, nothing we're going to decide tonight, but those were conversations we had. But there's a lot of moving pieces there that we need to, I want to talk with Bernardi and Associates to kind of look at what bonds do we have out there right now. We've got the new one that just went out. A big part of it too is our budget. Then we look at the cash flow. So it's not just a quick fix. I want to get away from the idea of just doing a quick fix of let's fix this right now, because it's like a ball of yarn. You pull one thing, everything else seems to come with it. And that's kind of what we're seeing right now when we do walk through in the building. So, again, this is just the scratching the surface of it. So we'll have more conversations, obviously, about that. Then we didn't have a committee meeting. PSEC was here. They disconnected that radio tower out the, I think they call it the 5th grade doorway.
Yeah.
And that tower is going to go down along with the barbed wire fencing there. That'll go away. That was for,
Have some random bushes there.
well, if anybody needs some,
Yeah, we.
We planted them on purpose to hide all that.
yeah,
So the fence comes down too and everything.
that little fence and everything comes down, yeah.
Just have some arborvitae.
Why didn't that come up to begin with? But thank you for taking
No,
it
it's
down.
okay.
I know, he was just like, "What's-"
Town and Countries did a great job. They did repair that fan in the server room. They also took a look at the heating units in the gymnasium. There's some pretty major issues there. So we having a conversation with them. They felt it might be best, since we have CMI working with the boilers in the boiler room. Ultimately, we'd have to take out those units in the gymnasium. So they're going to do not a quick fix. It's going to be a fix. But CMI will take care of that fix. They have to pressure test the piping once they get the new boiler hooked up, and will those units be able to withstand being connected to those new boilers and handling that pressure. So if they're already leaking, CMI is going to be here. It just makes sense, instead of having another party come in and try to work with CMI, they're going to handle that situation with the idea of down the road, if we do unit ventilators in the classrooms with the HVAC, that those will be removed, and you'll see a new system in the gymnasium also. So it's one of those things. Like I said, it's all yarn. Cintas, we moved forward with the rugs. So we had different rugs. The defibrillators, we had a conversation with Mark and Cintas and the defibrillator portion of their company. And my recommendation, and unless somebody is against it, I think we move forward with them. Every 3 years, they change out the defibrillators. They're so user friendly,
They're so cool.
And they get choice of brand.
It's so,
Is that, that was the only
No.
question. We talked about it.
it's not gonna be compatible.
I mean, that email, that's not really accurate. So, because I mean, if we're using a G-fib on someone, if we don't have to take those off and put new ones on,
sure.
that would be great. But, I mean, you know, this time it's really important in cases like that. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
So what's your recommendation? I mean, to me, I'm a fish out of water when it comes to
so
this.
our ambulance uses LifePak. That's the monitor that we have.
Yeah.
I don't know price, I have no idea.
I thought Al said he could get us in touch, because there's a couple, I thought he said there was a couple brands that were available.
Yeah, I think,
So maybe we can get some ideas from him, because it was just more like she said, we were talking about it after the fire meeting, and it was like, yeah, if we're doing it, if we could get ones that are compatible with our ambulance
Sure.
in an emergency, like seconds count, like, that would be way simpler, but if it's gonna be crazy expensive or something, then maybe not, but like, we thought it was at least worth looking into,
and I don't
because,
know what the LifePak, like the AEDs that they put in schools, I have no idea, like the user friendliness of those.
Yeah, it's easy to determine between an adult and a child. Like I said, yeah, I don't know enough to speak on this, but
maybe just check it out, but we probably need to
You
move
get, like,
this, we need to get some, just see what, I thought he gave like 2 names and 2 different kinds. Yeah, it's a lot of things as well. So,
I know those are really common, because they
Yeah.
are easy for, you know, anyone to use, but.
yeah, if you could, get me in touch with Al. It's Al.
It's different out.
Yeah.
Different Al,
Same.
okay.
Oh,
Different
different.
out.
Oh,
You got another out?
There's 2 L's.
There's 2 L's?
No,
No, so there's 3.
Yeah, well, yeah, but yeah, I'll ask them, I'll.
Thank you, yeah, give myself, that's fine, whatever it
So
takes.
Al from Cedar Point.
Yeah.
I think it was last name.
Yeah.
About 3 years ago.
See your point.
Oh, Catherine.
Stewart Tree, we worked with Ray, Mr. Stewart and Ray and I walked around the property. We identified over 28 trees. I think there was one dead tree, one ash tree that will be removed. So they'll all be lifted up over 12 feet. We're not moving the trees, just trimming them back. So keep Ray happy with his new equipment. It's great equipment. We want to make sure that that all works out right. Sterling Roofing, I did contact them. They mentioned they're going to set up a yearly inspection. I know Tracy's been contacting them also, so we're harassing them pretty well. I think they realize we want that inspection done.
Do we have to pay for that?
We will have to pay
Do
for
we
that.
get a discount on services then? Like, usually that's how stuff works, right?
Yeah,
You sign up, they give you some sort of discount.
yeah, it's like a once a year.
Yeah, but I think like,
One thing I wanted them to do is take the derricks or one of the derricks out there too, just to check the drainage, make sure there's no wall falls wedged in there. It's not, you know,
it's quite the roof up there.
yeah.
Having been up there, it's having a professional look at it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
make sure no flashing, like,
Oh, yeah.
we had that leak.
The one section is rock, and talking with Matt Lamps, he says that's one area that you don't want to walk on too much. You could damage the membrane.
Yeah, that's like the newest one too. It's one of the newest things.
Playground mulch, Al Leffelman and Ray walked around with me, and we identified the
He's been
older
walking a lot.
swing sets and the older slides. They do need mulch, so it's already out there. We're gonna wait till next week when it cools off a little bit to get that taken care of. Cameras and doors. Doors, we had Troy, which is Future Communications and Troy Communications combination, right next to Menards. They came out. I know Mark is not, and several people aren't happy with the current camera system that we have in place. It's wireless, so it drops in and out constantly. There might be an issue, and then they're watching the video, and next thing you know, no one's there, and we know they should be there. So, so this would be something through TORT that we'd be able to cover it, and I'll pass this around. But it'll be wired cameras. It'll be a local company. I know we had an issue with one camera by the playground right now, and it's been several months, if not since the end of school last year. They just haven't had the time to come out. They're based out of Bradley, Bourbon, Maine.
Well, they came out and they identified that it's the camera, but they didn't bring a new camera to replace it, even though they knew.
Well, they're gonna look at it.
Yeah.
So we're still,
They want to charge you more fees.
Yeah.
When did we get those cameras?
Around the same time we got the doors.
It was a couple of rounds. We got the first
I know we got
round.
the cameras before the
and then we
doors.
did
but that
another
was
round.
irritating.
You remember how much we spent on that?
It was an expensive amount of money.
It wasn't expensive.
The doors or the cameras or both?
It was- I remember the
cameras
cameras.
are
expensive. They get good
I
cameras.
think it was $1 million for both,
For what?
cameras and doors.
Because this one's 18,000.
Well,
I don't remember spending that
the
much.
door, it was mostly the doors.
Mostly the doors,
The door
okay.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Cameras were.
Is this just replacing the one camera and switching the
Here's
wire?
No, this is changing out.
Like every camera in the building or just?
And then
And
they'll all be
wiring,
labeled
hardwiring
correctly.
them instead of wireless cameras.
Hardwired.
Are there any
So are
other,
you gonna
so
handle it?
before we approve, are there any other locations that don't have cameras that you want additional cameras added for security purposes? Like,
No, that's something Mark takes very seriously, and I trust the locations. He's mentioned this at every area
I thought we
covered.
talked about the back, right? Because we have
That
more
was-
kids were climbing on the back.
that was
Okay.
discussed as well.
Like, yeah, okay. Because I
I
thought there
think
was
they
somewhere in
made
the
it so
back.
they
we
can't climb there anymore. I think that's what they did.
but I mean, sometimes you get a
Buildings and grounds
higher
should look
powered
at
camera.
that.
that
probably.
will focus in
Maybe
certain
with the
areas
garden
where
now,
you can
we started
see
expanding
There's a
out
spot
more
back
stuff.
here,
It might be
Jim,
that-
they were climbing
Have
up
something
on.
there.
You can reach the roof, yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll check that.
They did do some damage at one point, I believe.
Get a garden.
Chris
You've had bumps
Well,
sleeping
there's
back
more
there
land
too.
up there back there too.
Yeah, you didn't know there was homeless guys sleeping back there one time?
Yeah, so that's not terrible.
Yeah, we'll check.
Anybody else want to see
Climbing
the
on
door?
the
Yeah, I
roof.
like it.
Okay.
So the doors, that's something we'll look at down the road also. I think the only feature there, I think the doors work fine.
Are they slamming still?
No, that got fixed.
Yeah, that main part always slammed.
Yeah. No, they can't fix that.
Yeah, the only problem with the doors is still the same company, so that's the only problem that we have with the doors.
Well, we went through Matt for that.
Yeah, but I
Matt
think
got
it's
that
that
out.
one company that never calls anybody back.
I think it's LaSalle. I think it's,
That one,
That is all I had for my report.
The electrical.
oh yeah, you got electrical down here, fuses blown.
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry about that. Yes, so the first week of school with I'm sure the teachers could tell the story a little better than me. So there's some portable cooling stations. They're not air conditioners, but they do cool the rooms. They're little chillers. But if you plug them in, they blow fuses.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
everywhere.
So you
Well,
said
we were
like
talking about that
around
with Matt,
Christmas
too.
time we might get this fixed?
No,
No?
I mean, they're gonna switch it over, but the problem is the wiring throughout the building and the fixtures in the building are all old.
Do we have to get a bid out for that?
Well, that's all part of this.
It's on your list, is what you're,
Yeah,
okay.
like I said, the whole,
Benefits so much, right?
over
25,000.
25.
I mean, like that, if you're just adding a couple circuits, probably keep it under.
That was my
You do
question.
a couple targeted areas.
My understanding in the previous discussions we had about this is that too many devices were being on one circuit. I thought really all we need was one or two more circuits and we can probably get these running with minimal.
yeah.
It's
Minimal.
if we have dedicated panels for that, because in order to run one
Panels
circuit, you have
are-
to have the electrical panels. Thanks,
There's
Ron.
just no more room on the panel.
Yeah, when we have our community meeting again, I'll have them show us the panels and everything, because they are,
So there's just there's a more systemic problem underneath it all.
yeah.
Yeah. So for example, we had the kinder classroom, we have one of those portable air units, and then just a couple of regular classroom items. Anything board, computer, then we plugged in the Chromebooks, use. If Amy runs her air conditioner, use.
Everybody out.
It takes everybody out. It takes the drinking fountain out. So they can't even do their refillable water. And we have a kiddo that has, medical needs that he has to use a refillable, fountain. So like those, it's.
There's one in the IEP.
Let's make it a priority.
That feels like
Needs to be air conditioner room.
Get
So,
that.
yeah. And everybody's being troopers about
The
it.
teachers have been great, they've been working some
Yeah.
strategy out
They're
where
like, okay, I'm gonna have this on from 6 to 7. You're gonna come in, I'm gonna turn mine off. It's true.
But that's what we're doing.
It is, we're getting by.
But you guys have a meeting set with buildings and grounds?
we don't have a next one scheduled, but
We schedule the next.
we'll get that scheduled.
We will get it scheduled.
I mean, you are on top of a lot of much needed stuff, so.
We appreciate that.
Do you want me to talk about the TIP meeting thing?
Well, Matt, want to give a quick
Yeah.
update?
Well, okay, so the TIP payment meeting, like the annual one, we don't have a date for it. But we did go and talk to the village about what Matt had looked into and Walt seemed to confirm. And Walt's suggestion is that we are directly with the village to just amend our portion of it. But we still don't really know what to amend, actually. And we asked the village if they would like to work with us.
They seem open. They talk about it later.
So,
They're not very knowledgeable, I don't think.
No, they definitely, there's a few that
So,
wanted to buy.
I was wondering if maybe we could talk with like Scott and then the other younger one
Steven.
and see if they want to maybe go through it with us since they're younger and maybe
Yeah.
we'll hopefully stay.
Yeah, we can. I was waiting for Eric to send the emails, but I was thinking like the second, really, sometime in September.
What,
They'll be gone for a little bit, so.
what ended up being the answer from the Bloomington lawyers on their liability? Did we get an answer?
They told us it was a typo, which,
I mean, I know that was the initial
Walt-
feedback.
yeah, Walt said there's like a legal term for it. there's basically supporting documentation that it probably was a typo, it seems like. But we still need
What
to,
does that mean in terms of whose responsibility this is?
that's on them, really. It seems like they're gonna talk with those
So I
lawyers.
feel like there's too many zeros or not enough, I mean, what do you mean?
It's like giving, they're keeping too much.
They listed the wrong rate in our contract.
Yeah, they gave us like the high school rate from back in the old funding system. Yeah.
Yeah, so we initially just briefly mentioned that, and then Matt talked about, like, maybe we all work together on some things, and it was just, we're not sure. So maybe if we can get the email addresses and
I
maybe
think-
just those two.
Yeah, they seem like they'd be willing to work with us on that, I felt, so.
What's the treasurer's name?
Jessica.
No.
She's not.
Well, Ricky's,
Well, I know
Ricky's in,
she's taken over.
she's in training.
But the Jessica woman she was very open. She said, if this is on us, like, we
They
gotta
just
pay, we gotta
fix it.
pay.
Yeah.
Like, that was her attitude.
It's not them. She gets the number from the TIP company.
Yeah, they get told what to do.
So they do all the calculations and they do this. So I think the key was Walt said that there was probably some supporting documentation that indicated how it was a typo.
I heard it was supposed to be contested within 120 days of.
Yes, so we can't go back for anything previously.
But we can ask them to amend it.
That was one
Going
of them.
forward?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
The right thing to do would be to amend it if it was a typo. If it's not a typo, now I want to know where their money is because the audit's not been done and I might get a little.
which we still need to understand, and I know they've had auditor issues, but they're like 2 years behind us now, so
It's almost,
that needs to get,
Come on.
because just even as taxpayers, if we're owed what the tip money's going to.
yeah.
Because it does, like, I'm not technically in the village, but it still affects me because the school doesn't get tip money from, doesn't get tax money from that TIF district. So like for my house, or what I figured out for like a $150,000 house, it's like $30 more that I have to pay taxes to the school. Or that somebody would have to. Like it's about the same as like $32 for 80 acres of land. So like it's not crazy, but like it affects everybody when that money goes elsewhere.
But if we find like he brought up, if we find a grant or if we want to work on playground equipment, anything that either one of us do makes the village better. So if they don't want to do one thing, maybe they'll, I don't know, do the sidewalks they don't want to do, or they had improvement plans for the park. Like, do they have the money to do it, or do we have to do this on our own without them?
Yeah, because one of the things we threw out was playground equipment, right? We've talked about that a few times now. It's like we thought if we find some company that does playground equipment, if we bought 2 sets of nice playground equipment, you would think we'd get a little better deal than if we bought one, right? If we both went in on it, went together, it helps all the kids. When you had the bike thing, I was just looking at grants. Like there's a family of IDOT grant open right now for like bikes and sidewalks and stuff.
Yeah.
Safe routes to school. Yeah. Like there's a few different grants out there, but I mean that's kind of stuff. I think you could work together like that. It's recommended. It's like if you had a village and a school go together on something like that.
But it's just getting, like, trying to get their mindset, because their answer to me on sidewalks was, well, the homeowner's responsible for the sidewalk. But, okay, so you've got 20 people on the other side of, 20 kids on the other side of Second Street, and you've got Aces, which is the busiest section of town, has no sidewalk.
Right.
They're on the road.
Half the town doesn't have sidewalks. And
No,
there's
most
nobody,
of
the
them.
cemetery's not a homeowner.
I would say
so
mine
like-
doesn't look great right now, my weed eater's broken, but it's there.
And that's the thing, like, it does seem like there's grants where, like, we can find things, right?
We
Like,
can find,
like
so I
said,
think
if
we
you made
just
a
need to
path
go
from the
around.
other side of town over it.
I made him a route and gave him a handout last.
I think the safe routes to school is a real opportunity to work with the
Did
village.
you do that before with anybody? Yeah.
But that's something that would be a material improvement to the village.
Previously,
but
Mr.
also-
Snyder had said not to do it because
It's a lengthy process.
maybe that's why.
Who said that?
Mr. Snyder was working with the village on it, and my understanding is he was afraid that it would then lessen transportation funds because your kids had a safe walks. But I
Maybe
think,
that
I don't
But
helps.
there's
think
still
it's
rules and regulations.
it's
that
still
we have to-
251.
Yeah,
As long as
they-
they cross.
If they're outside of a mile, we have to provide bus transportation.
And as long as, like a state route, like 251, they can't cross that. That has to be provided by bus transportation. transportation, so anyone on that side of town has to have it. So
It's an
whatever
option, yeah.
the roads are that are declared like unsafe, you have to provide transportation for those guys.
Which I think they have sidewalks on that side, and we do have transportation on the side. Whatever sidewalks are there. Anyway, we're working on it.
Speaking of the cameras too, I don't know, when I was in St. Pete, we got like a school safety grant too, through, I forget what it was, like $200,000, I don't know if that's what we done as well. But they could maybe do some cameras, do other doors, do other safety things, could work on a secure entrance to the school that you want.
Do you have somebody to work with on grants that you would refer to us?
We've, do it ourselves.
You did it yourself? Tonica Fest, who wants to talk about that? We need, or do we want to get in the parade? Are you guys around for the parade? Are you riding town and country?
Doing Ottawa's parade this weekend, Tonic Fest parade next weekend, and then Princeton's parade. I'm not gonna be able to. So. I know.
If there's only a few of you, you could hop on with the staff.
Stretched.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, if you don't have enough to make a float and you want to hop on with the staff, we can
How
do
many of
that.
us are gonna be around?
I don't know.
I'm probably just like maybe little kids.
I'll just try to get the fire department.
I'll be around. Later.
The other thing is we're gonna have a tent again, I believe.
Yeah, we're
So
gonna do that.
we
I'll
can
probably
ban
just
that.
use your same kind of things as last year. I was gonna steal Tracy's staff picture she put on Facebook.
You are welcome.
I didn't know if you had any of it.
So do you wanna pass out a timesheet, Matt, for that too?
I'll send it out.
Okay.
I don't have it.
Yeah.
Because the foundation people are gonna help.
You around?
They're gonna try to sell tickets.
I don't know. I can't commit to anything. I'll commit to coming and making time for the tent and maybe the parade.
Saturday, right?
Yeah, everything's Saturday basically. There's a Friday night for everything, most everything's Saturday. Yeah, that's not Saturday.
I was like, oh. LTC agreement, Learning Technology Center.
Yes.
So, Amy Graham was our educational technologist, instructional technology coach. At the time, we were spending somewhere around $22,000 for her to come into the building and support, and that was for 65 days of support. She found a full-time position in Serena, and so subsequently, I was on the hiring committee for the replacement. And they had a really hard time finding someone. And anyway, so then I started kind of questioning, like, it's a lot of money for 65 days. And I'm thinking, how can we better allocate that, blah, blah, blah. And so I just reached out to Tim, who's in charge of the LTC, and just kind of said, hey, you know, anyway, very long story short, we got Amy Graham back for basically 80 hours of remote support, which is basically what we identified that we really need. It's just like, hey, how do I get my teachers on a Hikara? How do I do that? So much smaller bill. For 10 days, it's $650 a day. It's essentially 10 days at $650 a day, right? So $6,500.
$80 an hour.
Yeah. So, and she's already supported, she's been sending teachers, so she's doing like instructional videos and things like that. Yeah, but that kind of leads into something that we've identified, and that's because we don't have an in-house IT person. I have been inundated and swamped with doing like commissioning and getting all of the Chromebooks enrolled into the system, getting technology out to everybody, making sure it is. Thank goodness I have some wonderful paras who have been helping me just get stuff labeled, but I've been up to my earballs in tech.
It's a huge responsibility to throw on her lap at the start of the school year.
It's been hard.
Yeah.
So I don't know,
really
it's
feel
just
for Tracy.
it's something I think if we could find somebody who'd be interested in possibly pursuing some additional coursework to get some technology on their side, that would be a
Yeah,
tremendous.
there may be a staff member willing to give us a couple hours.
George to do it.
Right, like the kids, everybody hook up your own stuff, here we go. You're all smart enough.
You don't realize
What
like
do you guys need?
how much people need tech support until like all of a sudden the school year starts and it's like, oh, a lot. And it's so just not having, we have Mark Karloski who does a tremendous job, but you know, he's remote.
There's a lot.
He has a lot of districts he covers, and then now Amy's remote, and she's great, but
Correct.
but here, like, yeah, so I had stacks and stacks of Chromebooks, and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to do it.
I wonder if, doesn't OP have like their, don't they have stuff like that, the Career Center, like people and computer science, like.
They do.
Yeah.
IBCC, maybe.
Like maybe that, you could just pay them like $20 an hour
Or
or
somebody,
something.
you know anybody?
I don't think we've got anything like that. He's right. At LP, the guy runs a program where it's kind of open to the public, where the kind of farms out students for tech work.
Yeah, but that'd be something where, yeah, you could
I mean, it's
have them
part of
come
their.
for a couple hours a
We had
week.
one
to
of
help.
our
It's part of their
students
curriculum,
last year
yeah.
come to town country, so he
As
would
long as
do
they, as long as they know,
mornings
like,
at
if they
school
can
and then
support
they
the
would come
teachers
Mark
every
does,
single
doesn't
day.
wanna
It
write
wasn't
it.
for tech, it was for some other
Mark
stuff.
Zimmer?
Adam
It's like,
Spencer co-sponsors that program.
Yeah, that was-
and-
He,
Oh, wait, I haven't
he's
seen
not
that.
in the
Hold on.
tech, but finds kids who want to work.
I get you.
Yeah, it's just an idea. I mean,
Yeah.
they're there. I know they do a lot of that stuff where they try to
It's work
find
study.
kids.
It's still work
And
study
that's good
program.
experience if somebody want to get into tech. So,
They might-
Anything
Well, we might have it at work.
specifically
I can
that would address that. I can look into it, but I don't know a whole lot about
Did you know we get the program?
programs. But
Yeah.
OP does
Yeah,
all this stuff.
because it's junior
shoot
achievement.
me an email
Yeah.
so that I'll remember it when I'm at my office.
It was crazy how much I relied heavily on Mark and Amy last year to get our tech up and running and ready to go, and having that on me this year has been like, ooh, okay, I think we need to revisit this. And not that I can't do it, it's just time. That's Mark.
No, I
Well,
thought
we
we had
had
somebody
Amy.
before,
Amy, before Amy.
but I thought we had another younger kid, like, a while back.
Oh, yeah. Out loud.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought we had some.
We'll keep looking into that, though. Thanks for the ideas. We'll reach out to LP and IBCC.
But I see this in
Good job.
Thank you.
Do we need to talk about these phases in 8.4 before we motion or?
We're only motioning on the first phase because the other ones are possible future actions. Just giving us the idea.
Okay,
Yeah, that
I'll
first
just be
is-
curious when we get down there.
Yeah,
so.
once we get there, we'll have a good, healthy conversation
Okay.
about it.
So you ready for me to start these action items?
Yeah, the first one's a little bit, I'll just jump
You
in
go
there.
through?
Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit for this
Okay.
motion. The tentative budget, you wanna take a look? That back page is just a breakdown of each fund, explains what we use it for, how we can spend it. So when you get time, I'm not gonna go over there, I
Yeah.
promise you. And again, this is a tentative budget. This is a very rough draft. This is something Kelsey and I have to go through over and over again between now and the next month's meeting. But it'll be on display for 30 days between now and then. This sheet here, what I try to do is give like a 6-year history of where each fund has been. So if you look here, this yellow part here is this current year. Okay, so that's what I'll talk about right now. So, we're looking at spending, we're bringing in more revenue than what we're spending in the ed fund. So about $45,000, almost $46,000 more that we're bringing in, which that's always a positive. Always, obviously makes common sense. You want more revenue than expenditures. O&M, the same thing, over 150, almost 154,000 on the positive side. Debt services, that's not unusual. It shouldn't be in the negative, but it is, but that's something we could just clear up with Bernardi and Associates. to make sure that we want to come as close to zero as possible, but not in the negative. So I got to dig in deep and see what's going on there. Transportation is pretty healthy, actually. Again, just barely over the positive there, which is nice, $342. IMRF Social Security, that's a little bit too much right there, 10,000. That's one of those you only want to bring in as much tax money as to cover those expenditures. So that's one thing I want to work with Kelsey on, and as we levy for next year. Tort fund also, this is a nice way to take a little pressure off the ed fund, and so we can pay for a portion of teacher aide salaries, anyone that's supervising, watching over kids. So a portion of the administrative costs and that. So that was something that really has helped our ed fund over the years, you can tell. Not looking at spending any of the fire prevention, health, life safety. Then looking over the 6 years, you'll kind of see a history. You know, the ed fund has been pretty stable. Very impressed with your O&M fund. I haven't done this, I've done this a while, but really in only 2 districts. My last district was a high school district, also it's a unit district. We did not have anything compared to this in our O&M fund. So you are sitting beyond healthy in the O&M fund. So nice work as a board to maintain these positive funds, good financial stewardship. Transportation, we looked at in the year at 129,000. Looking over the years, it has dipped a little bit. Johannes is not cheap years ago, and I'm not sure when you made the jump to Johannes, but having your own buses tends to be a little cheaper. Johannes is quite costly. So that might be something down the road.
Oh, Lord, we had our own buses. And then
It
we had
is a
our
lot, finding
custodian.
drivers,
So-
yeah.
I have to say,
Yeah.
what you're saying that our own private buses are cheaper is kind of the opposite of what we heard a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And
Can you explain why they would be cheaper?
I just going off the bills. I saw both last year. At Earlville, Spring Valley, we had Lad Bus, then we went to Illinois Central, and then we went to Johannes. And in Earlville, we had our own buses. The hardest part is finding drivers. So we had custodians, we had a person in town. You know, really it was the cost of those buses, and we worked with those bus dealerships basically in finding those buses. And we also had athletic buses too, which that was a nice perk where you don't have to have a bus driver. You can have one of the coaches. That saves on, you know, that bus route for all our
Activity
games,
bus.
all our activities, our field trips.
Passenger.
You know,
talked about wanting those
yeah,
last year.
that saves a lot of money with just
My
the
gut
bus.
has always, my gut always says that in-housing that stuff is gonna be better in the long run for us. But
But our
we just kept hearing that
custodians-
that was a bad idea.
It's a lot on the custodians. It
Then they
depends
don't
on
get
your
all their work
schedule.
done.
And yeah, you want to have a clean building, you want to have things done right
Who was
here.
the lady who works with town and country that
It's
does
another
buses?
management, yeah.
Who probably
Miss
should
one
be
thing,
got that area.
yeah, you go either way, but from what I saw, I
Maintenance, fuel.
mean, their
It's a lot.
transportation fund was well in the black. But once we jumped to Johannes, they find a lot of ways to.
I would not.
Yeah.
They're very creative at.
So, I know we're part with, like, we go in with all the other local districts in regard, right, of the bus contract. One thing that I talked to Bob about was like, could we break away and just go out to bid by ourselves, you know, get some other quotes on.
Problem
Like,
is,
we used Illinois Central at St. Bede when everyone else went to Johannes. Because, you know,
it's the availability of those other companies, because when Johannes took over, everything else basically went down except for Illinois Central had it.
they have a couple buses in Peru, and aren't they the ones that handle most of Streeter's transportation? They used to have a yard in Streeter, I think. But I don't know if there's an ability to maybe look out at some of these other ones, or like, I know Deer Park uses Ottawa, and so they contract Ottawa. If there's,
I just think when the contract comes up, you gotta look at it closely. We gotta give you numbers as to, would it be cheaper? I mean, that was just one experience I had. I could be completely wrong. It depends how many bus riders we have and where the routes are.
We always had to have 2 buses though, and then Chuck ended up driving for half of a year because then people couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It was a disaster.
And we extended it by just, what, 1 year on this last contract, Max?
think so.
I think so, yeah, they just extended it as is.
Yeah, we'll take care of that.
Were you on the board when we got rid of buses?
No, what was that?
Were you on the board when we got rid of buses?
I asked if we could have it when I joined.
Anybody on
Chuck's
the
like,
board?
"Her."
I forget the whole
So we have dipped a little bit in the transportation fund. IMRF, I really don't want to see $71,000 sitting there at the end of the year. That's one fund that you want to spend down. Working cash, that is like your nest egg. That money can be put in any fund. And $425,000 is amazing. Again, nice job. It's putting money in basically a savings account. And Al's working hard for you to make sure that you're getting some sort of percentage and a decent rate back on that. So, but that's something there that if there ever is an issue, we could use that money. The tort fund, there should be $254,000 at the end of the year, so I want to make sure that we're using that as billed. So when you look at the tort on the prior sheet, it explains, and we'll have some documentation later on that spells out our tort fund and where the money's going. Fire prevention, again, if there's a big issue later on down the road, we do have $147,000. That we built that up over the years, so nice job in not spending that. That is the rainy day fund for a major expense. So nice work on that. So I'm not going to go over each detail, but spend some time between now and the next meeting. A lot of those fees, a lot of the revenue that we bring in, everything is outlined here. Kelsey did an amazing job. And then all of our expenditures are in the back part. Unfortunately, revenue is only like 2 pages, 3 pages. Expenditures are like 10 pages. So good luck going through all of that. But feel free to text me, email me, call me if there's a question. Chances are I'll probably have to bug Kelsey and think, what is this exactly? But no, she's got a good eye for this, and she's been extremely helpful. So thank you to Kelsey.
Yeah, I like this view. It's very straightforward.
Yes.
Yep. I was gonna ask, are the balances, does that include our investments?
Yes. Yeah, and then you'll see that monthly cash flow sheet. I try to give you a snapshot of every penny that's available to us.
Yeah, I'll have to check. Doesn't match with my numbers.
No,
Okay.
You're-
I'm just going off of what the treasurer's reports, I keep them on a spreadsheet.
Yeah,
It doesn't add up the same for any field, but
I
there
could
may
be
be a
off.
reason. That's
It
fine.
wouldn't be the first time. I like it.
We'll figure it out.
Do we want to do one at a time? The motion to approve the fiscal year 27 tentative budget as presented.
Motion.
I'll second.
Tentative budget,
I said tentative.
right? Who did the motion? Julie? Thanks. All right, Contact,
Yes.
Riddick.
Yes.
Olson. Yes. Gaines, yes. Goff. Laughlin.
Yes.
Bernadone.
Yes.
The second one's pretty straightforward. Motion to set the public hearing for the fiscal year 27 budget for September 16, 2026, but we're going to do it at 6 p.m. Can I have a motion?
You can get the second. All right, Olson. Yes. Gaines, yes. Goff.
Yes.
McLaughlin.
Yes.
Bernadone. Contact,
Yes.
Riddick.
Yes.
Can I have a motion to direct the superintendent to place the tentative budget on display for 30 days as required by state statute? No second.
Gaines, yes. Goff.
Yep.
Laughlin.
Yes.
Bernadone.
Yes.
Contact,
Yes.
Riddick.
Yes.
Olson.
Motion to approve. This next one here is it's the South Ditch, which I don't know if Ray named it the Horrible Hill, or if it's always been named the Horrible Hill. But if you step out these doors right here outside there, he cannot mow it with his mower. There's some, I think probably roof drainage draining out, so it's constantly wet at the bottom. He's got that beautiful mower. I know the cost is pretty intense. Al does a great job. He said, if you click on these links online, if you get it at home or on the computer, he sent pictures of the areas.
Mel Luffelman.
There's some pictures of the work he's done. But it's, correct me if I'm wrong, it's called, is it rip wrap? Rip wrap, the type of rock. And, we won't have to touch that area once he gets done and put down the fabric and the rip wrap. And,
We've been talking about that area for a long time.
Yeah, I think we're all good with that.
He did point out other areas. I don't feel like right now is the appropriate time, but down the road, maybe talking with the city, a couple of areas, the bridges, one behind the old softball field and one by the eastern side of the cemetery. Maybe work on those together with the city, but I think it's all the school's property though. So if anything, it might be on our back.
It's in the right of way though, so that's the question.
Yeah.
I have is, since it's in the right of way, should we at least run it by the village before we do it? Because I'd hate to do it and
Which
then
one?
any of the ditches, it's all right of way. So if,
The ditch too?
Well,
The
so,
Hobo Hill?
well, the one in the picture you showed is right by that road. Right?
It is a ditch, yeah.
they have never touched these. Or they've never touched these. In fact, they've yelled at us for them.
Because it's not in compliance.
Yeah.
What are they not?
They weren't being kept up.
Or-
Like that hole there in
It's like
the
in-
near Illini Drive ditch, they,
It's like in townships, they're supposed to maintain the ditch, functionality. I don't know how
I
this
was
is.
saying,
It's
I
like,
definitely.
but like if a
did
ditch
Well,
gets
you
filled in,
went
they're
and cleaned it
supposed
up
to
last time,
clean
didn't
it.
you?
Last year.
But as far as mowing it, which I guess technically that would be ours.
East side, Illini, or?
You did the
Well,
one by
like
the
this
bridge.
bridge,
By the bridge,
I think
yeah,
that
the
little
bridge is
bridge
real
should be
low.
ours, but it is.
Down off that little bridge area.
There was a tree growing in there over the summer.
I would say, if nothing else, just check with them and make sure they don't have a project, so we don't put it in and then they gotta run a line or something. I don't know, just, it's probably worth a courtesy call to their
Do they want
public
to
works
split it off?
department, just to make sure there's nothing planned.
Your engineer, would I reach out to the engineer, Jack Cusick?
Yeah, I'd
I
probably
know
just ask.
Jack, he's my board member.
He just asked, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
since
they
you
have
know
anything planned here, so if we put it down, they don't tear it up in 6 months. I mean,
Yeah.
they should put it back, but even that, they're not required in right away to put it back. Exactly. It's worth a phone call, probably.
Yeah.
I think if we do one now, one in the spring,
Which bridge are you talking
me,
about? The mini bridge?
the kids take that, my kid got hurt right in that crack there. He had to go to the ER.
Consider it a bridge?
He did. Well, I think the village, see, that's where it's confusing because I heard that the village has lifted that section up before, but they don't claim ownership.
I guess that's the thing, if they don't claim ownership of sidewalks and it's on the property owners, I guess the sidewalk would be ours, the bridge, but that's where that IDOT grant, you could put bridges there for bikes and stuff for 6
Like
years.
the road in front of my house, that little lane,
Yeah.
it had to be torn up and the homeowner had to repair it because they'll only do from 250 on.
It's
So
specific.
like that road,
I think
luckily
they
it
did
wasn't mine, it
ordinance,
was the
yeah.
neighbors, because I would have told nobody, you can't drive down this, because I had just paid for that road. That was like
Yeah,
years,
some
years,
trees
after
I
Rylan,
watched
Rylan was a newborn. then.
Ray's fired up about
But yeah,
that, but he says it's
so
a
like
fight
spread
spread
their
between
water.
cemetery commission and the city about who's responsible for the sidewalk.
Puts tax all.
So it sounds like it's an ordinance, right? That they put into place that you take care of your own sidewalk.
Yes, but you are, in the past, Kevin would say, you're responsible for labor, but the village would pick up the materials. So
Up to $2,000, or is
they
it?
never told, they
There's
never
no
gave-
limit?
didn't give me
So
a-
they might pay for the rock.
I guess,
It hurt, give him a phone call.
yeah.
So it's an ordinance. I'm not sure.
Are you looking for something?
Okay, no, I was trying to see if you said it was an ordinance, I was gonna see if I could find it.
You have 7,000 on
They don't even have them out there unless Ricky started putting them out there, and they have none of them.
No, they're not, but I had AI sweep their minutes and make me honest.
So smart.
Yeah,
Can I have a motion to approve this phase 1 South Ditch project?
So moved.
I'll second.
On third.
Let's get this stuff done.
All right. Goff,
Yeah.
McLaughlin,
Yeah.
Bernadone,
Yes.
Conzag,
Yes.
Riddick,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
and yes.
Everybody would agree.
Yes, he's gonna be so happy.
We're gonna motion to enter executive session. We do have action items afterwards. Can I have a motion to enter at 7:27 PM?
Employment, compensation, performance, that's right at the top.
Just Brenda, second.
Well,
I'll
I
second.
knew that.
for purpose of employment, usually somebody puts it, employment, compensation, performance of specific employees of the public body.
All right, McLaughlin,
Yeah, I
yes,
should
Bernadone,
used to read that in
Contact.
session, and I knew it was supposed to be out open.
Contact.
Contact.
Just
Yes.
didn't close
Riddick.
it.
Yes.
Olson, and yes.
Julie.
All right, I'm gonna sign off the YouTube.
Skip me.
We're up to 8 people on YouTube. Like one of the high numbers.
Probably talking about